It's the Soul Fantasy Show, Soul Fantasy Show. Hey, it's the Soul Fantasy Show live for February 29th, Leap Year Day 2020. Going over top picks and NHL plays, studs for DraftKings, FANDUEL, Yahoo, Monkey Sword Fight, whatever you can think of, Fantasy Draft. But we're specifically going over DraftKings and FanDuel on Draft Dashboard. If you already haven't, please subscribe to this channel, and I'm going to seriously help you win at all costs. Let's go over today. There's 12 games starting at 1. You have 3 games at 4. You have a 3-man challenge at 7. That's 4 games. Evening is 6 games. And then the main slate is 8 games. Right on top, Austin Matthews, 31-18. All right, the top 2 goalies, Jordan Binnigan. All right, who's he playing? St. Louis Blues. They are playing the Dallas Stars. He's a top goalie, but, Dallas is pretty tough. Today I'm going to go over the power rankings so you can get more affirmed to who you're going to play and how many games are left and who they have added into their repertoire. Now, right on top, the Boston Bruins, they've added Nick Ritchie and Case, 2 forwards to the repertoire. They are now, their last ranking was 2, they're now number 1. They're teeter-tottering with Tampa Bay Lightning. They have added Goodrow and Coleman. Then we go down with the Blues, who I just mentioned, who are playing the Stars. Blues are red hot, added Scandella. All right, we have the Penguins, who added Zucker, Verone, Barber, Merrill. They added a whole shit ton of players. Trade grade is fine, they said. The Golden Knights, then we have the Washington Capitals, added Dylan. Canucks, Oilers still on top. They are in for a cup run. All right, there's the Stars playing the Blues today. All right, here's some of the games we're going over. At the 1 o'clock game is Bruins Islanders. All right, the Flames Lightnings are at 4, so unless you play the early slate, you're not going to have Lightning guys in your lineup. Depending, well, I guess that's part of the main slate. Okay, that's 7. Sorry, I'm in Thailand, so the times are different. All right, the only game that's not really in the main slate here that I'm showing you is the Bruins Islander game, so you can just probably not worry too much about that. So here, let's go over some of the top players. Now, they have Macklin still commanding strong totals, but not against San Jose Sharks. But the Sharks are horrible. He had a 44, so you might want to play him today. He's a pretty good option. He's been really good. All right, right down there, we got Henkrist, 18, 22, 16. Last against San Jose was a 40. So today, like I've been telling you for a while, Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's look at the power rankings. Where are the Penguins? Pittsburgh. That's Boston Bruins. They have them at number 1. All right, let's Flyers. We got Islanders. Then we got the Rangers, Flames, Panthers, Maple Leafs, Panthers, the Maple Leafs, and we got the Hurricanes, the Winnipeg Jets, the Coyotes, the Buffalo Sabres, Minnesota Wild. Then you got the Blackhawks, the Canadiens, Kings, Ducks, and the Sharks. Detroit Red Wings. Pittsburgh is right there, number 4. All right, sorry about that. Pittsburgh's number 4. Boston is number 1, so they're right with each other. Sorry about that confusion. I thought Pittsburgh was number 1. They're playing San Jose, who's right down almost at 30. Damn near as bad as Detroit. Pittsburgh is going to get a shitload of goals today. Let's go over to sleepers and the studs today. And please, if you already haven't, subscribe to this channel, and I will get you free lineups pretty soon, in a few minutes. All right, I said Henkrist. They have right on top Tyler Toffoli. Let's go in there. He is on the Canucks. He's 21, 18, 40 in his last 3. 48 he had against the Avalanche. And Avalanche are not bad. This guy is the top value, the sole sleeper value of the day. All right, as usual, we have Edler on an away game, but he is just just demolishing Toronto. All right. Then we have Computer Virus, as I've been saying, to play. Ellis, I told you to play last game, didn't I? I said, please, I begged you. I said, please play Ellis. He was in all my lineups. Look at that, 30. Burp, 20. Play Ellis again. Ellis is really cheap, 5.5 on both platforms. Let's go over a little bit of the prices here. Now, if you have this main man, Nikolai Kucherov playing Calgary, you're definitely going to get a lot out of him. 34, 85, 86. I continue to play him with John Stamos' very attractive brother on the sideline. Point is very firmly in play. 697, 29. Now, these guys are very good plays. All right. Now we got Sean Monahan from Calgary. They're playing Tampa Bay, but he's just been an absolute tear. Not last game against Nashville, but look at this. Boston and Detroit, he almost put up over 20 points. He did have a horrible game last game, but he's been priced up from last game, so I would definitely have him in my player pool. Drew Doherty, he's up and down, but they're playing, look at that, 1, 3, but he had 18 against Florida. They're playing New Jersey. Doherty is definitely in play, $11 on Yahoo, down from 15. All right, now a lot of people that I've been facing have had PK Subbanen, the Black Stallion, 13, 3, 9, and 4, 7. He is a friggin' madman playing LA. $13, you put him and you put Doherty in, bam, now you have so much salary freed up. Put them two together. You have so much salary. You can go Connor Murphy for value. They're playing Florida. It's 15 on Yahoo. We also have, let's see, some Patrick Kane I have not mentioned yet. They're playing Florida. He's very expensive, 31, 7 and 7. Sorry about the fantasy draft prices are not appearing today. All right, those are some of the main guys. Let's get you your first free lineup of the video for FanDuel, and then we'll go over position by position for DraftKings and FanDuel. Position optimizer for FanDuel. That's the position optimizer. Connor McDavid on top. Austin Matthews. You can either go Sidney Crosby or Evan Malkin. I prefer Crosby, even though he had a bad game against San Jose and he had a bad game last game. He always bounces back and just destroys. Larkin, I told you to play, but he got that 5. I'm very sorry because look at that, 17, 29, 22. But now he's against Ottawa. Detroit's struggling. They're very bad. If anybody's going to do something, he is. Just because he had one bad game, do not be scared to put him back in. Jason Spezza, 888. You probably want to fade him out. Ted Nugent's very, very beautiful, attractive brother. Had a 6 last game. He's very ready to bounce back. Edmonton is ready to just be on a tear. Dami, I told you to play him last game, 17. All right, let's get your first position. I keep going to position out the lineup. Your first lineup of the day. Yeah, right at center, we have Mekinen, Tyler Seguin, Ehlers, Rust, Fabi, Tuffelli, Kleinberg, Edler, and Hetchebeck. You can easily go with Anderson, and then you could easily go with Murray. I would probably, if you have this kind of lineup and this kind of salary, put Murray in. All right, let's go back to some of the top. These are the top centers of the day. You have Chris Tierney, 26 and a 13. He had that 3. They're playing Detroit. He had a 25 against Detroit. If you cannot afford an expensive center and you just want to spend a very cheap option against Detroit, here you go. Here he is. He is the sole second sleeper of the day. Chris Tierney from the Ottawa Senators playing Detroit. Detroit had 7 goals scored on them last game. All right, and let's go over position optimizers for DraftKings. So those, again, are your centers. Jordan Staal, 310. I would probably fade him. Kerfoot, he is not doing anything. Fapella is not doing anything. This guy, Perry Ement Bellafor, he really is just going to get you 3 to 5 fantasy points. Jack Eichel, 15, 5, 23. Last time he had a 12. He's in play. Riley is always in play, but he's always a risk. So he always burns me every time I put him in. Max, bam, I got him in. All right, let's go over the wings before we eat them. All right, Brady right on top, 16, 21. All right, let's see what team this is. Ottawa Senator. Remember the power rankings I went over. Where's Ottawa? Let's quickly try to run through these power rankings before I end this video. Where's Ottawa? Here's the power rankings. Just look at them. Try to memorize these power rankings. Ottawa, don't see them yet. They're below Florida. They're below the Flyers. Ottawa. Coyotes, Sabres, Blackhawks. These are constantly changing, so keep updating these videos, and you'll be able to find them. So they're right there in the middle, and they're playing Detroit. So you want to get this guy in. His game, he had 9, 7, 4, 4, 6. He is on a little bit of a cold streak. But before that, he had 21, 26, 10, 19, 11, 17, 22. He was on like a tear for a while. So now that they're playing Detroit, this guy is the sole lock of the day, Brady. I'll get your free DraftKings lineup after we go over the rest of these guys. Connor's always in play. 24, man. Nylander's always in play. Rust, he's expensive on Yahoo. 15 his last game. He is always in play. You can just, if you can afford him, throw him in. And we have Forsberg as our last wing that we're going to show. Now our defenseman, the top defenseman of the day. We have Chris Letang with the crown, 11, 12, 5, 10 in his last. Tyson Barrie, 10, 13, 13. And as we go down, a lot of people like to play nurse. He cannot get over 15, so he's usually expensive. So I'd rather just go here with one of these guys that are hot, like Myers. Zaktov is not hot, but he's playing Detroit. I don't care about, sometimes I don't care about their logs. Sometimes I care about the team they're playing. He's playing a shitty team. So what are we going to do? We're going to target a lot of Ottawa Senator guys. Look at that. He's only 3'8", 3'6". You're going to target try to stack Ottawa today, please. All right, here, let's go back real quick, and we will go over some of the top goalies because I go over goalies. All right, let's go over some of the top goalies. We got Bennington. He is at home, and his last was a 10. They're playing Dallas. He's the top goalie prospect of the day. Now, this guy right here, Marcus Hogberg, if he plays, I told you, you can if you aren't putting too many Senators in, put him in because Detroit might score one goal again. You know. All right, so Anderson, 12s. Campbell, he has no record, so I would just avoid him for now until I can get you guys more details about him. All right, Howard, the top goalie, but he is really just struggling in any game he's been being placed in. It's Detroit. They're playing Ottawa, so they're thinking Ottawa is not going to go off. That's their opinion. My opinion is Ottawa is going to go off, so I would take my opinion. All right, we have Dell. They're playing Pittsburgh. He is coming off an amazing game versus Pittsburgh, so if anybody's going to stop Pittsburgh, it's him. But usually you just want to go with Pittsburgh guys against horrible teams like San Jose Sharks because they are so horrible. Now you have Hutton. If he gets in, you throw him in there, and Ben Bishop. All right, now here's the utilities for the day before we get over our final lineup of the day. Top utilities, Nathan McKinnon, as usual. Connor McDavid. Austin Matthews, Land, the Beast, Drazi. We have not mentioned him today because he's a little bit cold lately, especially against Winnipeg. I usually say play him, but I'd rather play Brady Sidney Crosby and Brady today, and then pay down at those positions I mentioned earlier on defense. Those very cheap defensive guys today that are producing. Look for them. Get them in. Guys I mentioned, get them in. All right, here is the lineup optimizer for DraftKings for you today. All right, right on top, we have, all right, here's an old lineup from a previous game. Let me get rid of these guys for you and then get a fresh little lineup for you. All right. So right there, Theodore Berger, Ellis Peterson I have not mentioned. There's an upgrade for him. Who is his upgrade? Mark Scheffel. He's definitely in play. You could play either one of them. All right, here we go. You got Tefesiskin. You could put Ted Nugent's brother in. And then Tanner Pearson, Fabi, Pinnock, Cabot, Hogberg, the goalie I was talking about, and one of my favorite players, Dylan Larkin. If he goes off, you got to catch him. He did horrible last game, but today he might have a better game. So there's your lineup. Let's generate another couple lineups for you. Give you a couple seconds to look at it. Check these lineups out. You can put them all in if you want. This is for DraftKings. You can pause the video, rewind it. So from now on, I'm going to post about 4 or 5 generated lineups. So you have a little bit of an option, and you can pick. Look at that. Sidney Crosby, Murray, Pinnock, Bowie. All right, let's go to FanDuel. I'm going to generate a few lineups for you guys every day so you can see the end of the video and get a lot of ideas at the end of the video of people I did not go over. I'm going to generate a few lineups for you so you don't have to. Look at that. Elder, Rust, Bennington, Cabot, Larkin, Malkin. You don't even, if you want to play Connor McDavid and get rid of Larkin because you're scared Larkin's going to play horrible, you can just go max down. Look at that. McDavid, Domi, Brown, and get rid of Toffee. And we have an upgrade. Jason Zucker, Nylander, Rust, Edler, Cabot, Bennington. These are awesome plays. I'm going to continue giving free lineups, multiple free lineups if you watch the entire video. They're going to be at the end of the video. And look, there's still a couple $100 left over. It says Soul Fantasy Show, free lineups.